Hello. Hi people, it is Amajot here and I have something to say. So I've been feeling very creative today because, probably because I've done some work and I have also taken some time out, so I took some space to actually sit down and read, which is, I've decided that that's my non-negotiable thing to do on a Wednesday afternoon. At lunchtimes, I go and get some lunch and I sit and read. And I've got a few things to say. And hi Nicholas. And if you're joining, say hello. And I'm buzzing about a couple of things. Hi Indeep. Say hello if you're joining. And I've got a few things that I want to say right now. And it's about your dreams. And by that I mean your childhood dreams. So this occurred to me earlier on today, and I was actually going to write it as a Facebook post, and I thought, you know what, forget this. I'm going to do this now. So so just keep joining, and I'm going to quickly what I'm going to do is share this stuff to my page so that people can see this on my business page, which is Amaru. Come over there if you want to see loads of other stuff that's going on. And just hold on while I do this and wait for a couple of other people to join. I'm going to share it to page. So what about those dreams? And what occurred to me today was this. When I was young, when I was little, I wanted to be a novelist. Like, I wanted to be an author. I wanted to write books. That's what I wanted to do. And and I think, I can't remember what age I wanted to do this from. Like, I don't know what age this was from. And it was probably, I don't know, 10, younger. I was always writing things. I was always writing stories. Even when I was in high school, I was doing all of that kind of stuff. And I would write stories. I loved English. I loved English literature. I even did that at, hi Lakeisha, say hello if you're joining. I'm talking about my childhood dreams and wanting to be an author and wanting to be a novelist. And I did English literature, A-level. I always did, even in high school, like, I was always like the English nerd, and got told, just got loads of flack for it. I loved reading. I would read, like, I was raised in a religious family, so I would read books about Sikhism. I knew everything. And I was a full-on nerd, even with the big NHS glasses. The people who went to school with me, who are on Facebook, will know what I'm talking about. And yeah, and I just really wanted to do it. And you start to get to this age, and you remember this age where you all of a sudden it's like there's this pressure on you to start, like, deciding what you want to do. And I remember one of my teachers, Mr. Holmes, and he was my class teacher, and he was an English teacher, and he used to love Bob Dylan. And he used to love Bob Dylan. He used to wear really funky pants that we used to take the piss out of all the time. And I absolutely loved him. And I remember saying to him, "Hey Andy," I'm talking about my childhood dreams and that of wanting to be an author, and talking about my class tutor. And he used to say to me, "Amajot, like, what are you going to do?" And this was an open evening, I think. And he, and I must have been about, I don't know, 13 or something, 14. And I said, maybe I should become a dentist. And he said, "Why do you want to look at people's teeth all day?" And I was like, okay, maybe not that one. And that was not my thing. I am not a dentist and never want to be. And never wanted to be either. And I knew I really wanted to be an author. And I was thinking about doing English at university, at A-levels. And someone said to me, and I was so impressionable, someone said to me, "What are you going to do with English what job are you going to get? What are you going to do? And so I didn't do it. And I don't remember who it was. It was someone influential in my life, or I thought was influential in my life at the time, and I didn't do it. And I still did English literature, as I said, at A level, but then by the time I chose my degree, I did accounting and finance. And yes, I was an accountant for a little while. I was a good accountant. I can bloody do anything, really, if I put my mind to it. But honestly, it's not my thing. And the story I'm trying to get to here is that my dream was to be a novelist, to be an author. And I remember saying, and you know what, I've only just recently remembered this. And I'll come back to, if I remember, I'll come back to why I only recently remembered it. And, you know, and it's about creativity. And I remembered that I said to somebody once, I'm going to write a book when I grow up. And I was so young then. And I know I'm going to write a book. I know I'm going to write more than one book. I know that. And what's interesting is, this is what I'm trying to say here. We all have dreams. All of us, we all have dreams. And, oh, my phone is low battery. I hope it doesn't go. We all have dreams. And we have these childhood dreams. And I believe that there's a reason we have those childhood dreams. I honestly do. And I think it's our path. When we're younger, we have this path to creativity. And we lose it. As we grow older, we start to listen to other people. We start to do the shoulds and, you know, the hows come in. And we lose it. And it just... And I think it's a pathway to not even necessarily, yeah, we could be any of those things, the astronauts and the scientists and the presidents. We can do all those things. But sometimes I think it's a way for our brain to tell us, like, you know, about being creative. And the point is this, like, if you have this thing, and you probably had it since childhood, I want you to be a novelist. The funny thing is that, as always, right, this is the thing, dreams come true, but in the most unexpected ways. Dreams come true in the most unexpected ways. So don't think that your dreams haven't come true. Because they have, they will. And I'll give you my example. So I wanted to write a book. I wanted to be an author. I wanted to be a novelist. I wanted to write books. So, and now, I found out, and what I realized today is now, like, I write, so I'll write articles, I'll write in my journal. I have to write all the time to express my creativity. And now I'm letting myself, I've given myself permission to do that. And I have been sharing some of that, and I want to share more. And I write poems, and I know I will publish those one day. I know that. And I write colour stories for people. And one of my clients said today, because I'm doing a resilience course with this group, and I was telling them about my colour story work. And she said, oh, so you write biographies for people? And I thought, fuck, that's what it is. It's just a different way of writing a biography. And I thought, you know what? And then I was like, I am a writer. I do write stories. I write books. All right, it might not look like one in the technical term yet, but I do. And so the point of me telling that story is a few things. Your dreams do come true in the most unexpected ways. Open your eyes and look at them. And also trust the dream. Don't trust the how. Because if you trust the how, that's when we get stuck. And that's when we start to try and figure out what we're supposed to be doing. And it stops becoming fun. And I've been there, like I have been there with my business, with, you know, all of the work that I'm trying to do, and it stops being fun and I start feeling stuck, and then I have to get myself out of it. And I do a lot of work to do that. So trust the dream, because when you trust the dream, then you stay with the fun and you stay with you stay in flow. Like, you know, it's just awesome. And so trust the dream and not the how. And also, this kind of, I think it started to stem from creativity. So if you're joining, say hello, by the way. If, because I can't always see who's joining, and thanks for the like. I can't tell who that is, so say hello. Oh, Shabana, hi. I'm talking about making your dreams come true, and that your dreams come true in the most unexpected ways. And to remember what it was like to have a childhood dream, and to trust your dreams and not the how. And also, like creativity. Like there is something, it doesn't matter what you do, your body and your mind is trying to tell you to be creative. So this is the thing. If you had a dream and it is that strong in you, it will come out in some form, and you will not be able to choose. You will not be able to say no to it. You will have to do it. And because what will happen is it'll keep coming up again and again and again. That craving, that desire, that dream, you will want to do it. And if you don't, your body will make you do it. And by that I mean, like, for example, my color story work. I have been loving this work that I do for over a year now, maybe 2 years. And, you know, it's telling the story, your life story, through the world of color. And I absolutely love doing it. And I weave it into my shine work, my shine workshop stuff, my shine programs for women. I do the color stories for guys as well. It's not, you know, limited to women, but I kind of been hiding with it because it's like, well, who will want to do it? Is it a bit woo-woo? Yeah, it probably will be for some people, but it's also pretty awesome. And, you know, and you won't know until you get curious about it. So I could sit here and talk about it, but really, honestly, if you're curious enough to know what a color story is, then get curious enough to book a 15-minute taster with me, because that's when we'll have that chat. So I'll put a link below, but, you know, it's about this creativity thing. Like, it keeps coming up for me and I can't ignore it. So I have to have a go at doing this work now. And I have to keep going with it. So I hope this is making sense. And, you know, and if you've got any, I know there's a few people watching, let me know what's coming up for you. And, you know, it's this thing about creativity. And I read something earlier today, and I did do it as a Facebook post, that creativity is the elixir of life. Like, so, you know, and I think that's to do with having dreams as well, because your dreams prompt your creativity. So just go back and remember, or connect to your dreams, because when I do workshops with people, and, you know, when we start to talk about, if you could have anything in the world, anything at all, no limits, no barriers, what would you want? Who would you want to be? How would you want to be? And people are, and a lot of people, pretty much 90% of people are like, I don't know what you're talking about, I've never thought about it, I can't do it, I can't have it. So one way of tapping into that could be, well, what did you want to do when you were younger? What did you want to do when you were younger? I wanted to be an author. And throughout life, I've just ended up that way now, because it had to happen. So don't underestimate your childhood dreams. Do not underestimate them. They have a power. So I'm just going to read a couple of the comments here. Andy said, I would never have guessed you'd studied that. Yeah, accounting and finance, yeah. Funnily enough, I'd have guessed English. Exactly. Like, I was so going against the grain of what I really wanted to do. I just grew up and lost that creativity. But it's back again, you know. So it's funny. And anybody else who's online, tell me what's coming up for you. I know 3 of you are watching. So tell me what's coming up for you. What's coming up for you, Andy? Like, what do you guys think about childhood dreams, about not underestimating them? Hey, Shabana, what makes sense about it? I want to know what makes sense about it. And, you know, we have to just we have to do this stuff. We have to do this stuff. Like, what is stopping you from doing this stuff today? Hi, Gabby. Say hi if you're joining. We're talking about childhood dreams and not underestimating them. Because I wanted to be an author, and the fact is that you can do whatever you like. If you connect back to your childhood dreams, either you're already doing it in some form and you don't realize it and you expect things to be a certain way, or you're already doing it and you didn't realize. Hi, Nadia. So we're talking about childhood dreams. Hi, Avia. And, you know, it's like, and I said this before, like, trust the dream, not the how. Trust the dream and not the how. Hi, Nadia. Good to have you guys on here. Hey. And, you know, so one of, you know, I was talking about my childhood dreams as an author. I won't go back through the whole story. You can listen to it from the beginning. But wanting to be an author and a novelist, specifically a novelist. And I know I will be one. You know, I kind of am. Like, I do the poetry. I do the stories. I do color stories. It's my work now. And it's like, and it hit me today. I am already doing this. It's just not how I expected it to be. So forget the expectations, stay with the dream. Shabana saying, I find day-to-day life gets in the way of connecting to your dreams. Exactly, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. And this is the thing. So that's a great one, because it's true. That's what happens. So what can you do to remind yourself? So firstly, what is your dream? Shabana, what's your dream or dreams? You know, and what? Oh, Shabana, thank you. I wrote a little color. It was a story, but it was about my nephew Abe and how, you know, how connected we are. It's on Facebook. Go check it out. So, you know, what are your dreams? So write them down. So what were your childhood dreams? Like, just connect to what they were. And you know what? Okay, day-to-day life might be getting in the way, but actually, is it? This is what I'm saying about being unexpected. Like, is it getting in the way? Or are you already living it? Because sometimes we forget that we are already connected to our dreams. We just forget, because we kind of have this vision of what success looks like or what achieving our dreams look like. But we forget that we kind of already have it. I do that all the time. All the time. I'm doing I'll tell you what I'm doing at the moment. I'm doing a 24-day boot camp and getting my shit together with my business. And because I just want to do more. And I want to do more, and I want to get out there, and I want to serve people, and I want to add value. And sometimes I hide and people don't know I'm here. So I have to do that. So and what I realized, and one of those questions was in the boot camp was, when were you last fulfilled? Yeah. When were you last when did you last go to bed feeling fulfilled? So I was like, oh, when I was doing this work and a week ago. And I was like, actually, do you know what? I went to bed feeling fulfilled last night. You know, when I answered the question, last night I was fulfilled. And it's remembering that we are already doing this work. We are already fulfilled. We do have everything. So the gratitude comes into it. And then when we can come from that place of gratitude, when we can come from the place of connecting to the dream and not the how to get there, and also being open to it not being like how we expected it to look. So what is the dream, Shabana? I'm still waiting for Shabana to tell me what her dream is. Like, what is the dream versus what is the how you expect it to look? Because I reckon they're different. Challenge me if you think I'm wrong. So Nadia says, yes, I agree with you. Thanks. You know, this is just coming up for me, and I thought I have to share. Andy said, I've always wanted to create stories both in words and images. I've been working as a designer for 15 years, but my heart is really in photography and creating stories. In the last few weeks, I'm not sure I can see this because it's in the last few weeks, I finally started just doing it. Who knows where it will take me, but I'm stepping into the dream in a more, sorry, your comments are cut off, Andy, but I can't see what, stepping into the dream in a more something way. So maybe type it again. And I've been seeing some of that work, Andy. I mean, that is bloody amazing work, you know. And I keep meaning to ask you how you actually do that. And this is the thing. So, you know, it's until we try this stuff, until we start doing it and stepping into that, it's how are we going to do it? Oh, in a more deliberate way. But maybe you are already doing it in a deliberate way. Are you not? Shabana, if you're still there, I still want to know what your dreams are. Your childhood dreams, what were they? See? Yes, you are, Andy. And this is the thing, is connecting with, you know what, I always have to do this. I always have to do this. Is actually remind myself how far I've come. Remind myself how much I am actually living my dream. And remind myself that it is happening. It is happening. So, hi Kat. If you're joining, say hello. We're talking about childhood dreams. And I know I'm repeating it, but you know what? Like, I don't think this can be repeated enough. Like, there is no other message other than this. Do not underestimate your childhood dreams. My dream was always to travel the world, Avia. How are you doing with that? I know you were on holiday recently. How are you doing with that one? That's my dream as well, is always to travel. It's always to travel, and I have to make, I know I will have an international business. Hey, Kat. Nice to have you on here. It's going to be to have an international business. I know I have worked abroad in the past, but this is going to be on my terms. And, it's my childhood dream was to be an author. I forgot about it. I've only recently realized it because I realized I am writing. My work is writing, my color story work is writing. And it's happening. It's just not in the way that I expected it to be. I've been asking Shabana what her dreams are because she said life gets in the way, and she's just written it. Always wanted to practice law, but life took me in other directions. I hope to return to it one day, hopefully when the kids are older. Exactly. And I remember that about you. And, I guess the question is like, so practice law, does that actually look like? Like, what does it actually look like for now? So yes, of course, you have kids, you've got 3 kids, you've got responsibilities, you're a fantastic mother who works as well. Like, and what does practicing law look like? Like, is it still how you wanted it to look like in those days? Like, what is the vision, and are you actually already doing it? I know what you do for work. Like, are there aspects that actually you're already doing? And I'm not talking here about settling for less or, settling for, okay, this is enough. But what is it about practicing law that you wanted? What was it that you wanted? What made you want to do it so badly? And really starting to connect with that vision, and just then having a look, like just sitting back and reflecting, because yes, life does get in the way, but giving yourself just a moment to reflect on what actually is that dream, and what is it that you are connecting with in that way, and is that okay for now? Letting yourself be okay for now, but then never letting go of the dream. Never letting go of the dream of practicing law, Shabana. And what does that actually look like? Because it might not be the same as what you expected it to be. Because I reckon, and this is just what I reckon, it might not be true, what you expected practicing law to be all those years ago is not what you may enjoy today. And maybe it looks different. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Avia said, went away 6 times last year. Now I have the freedom to live that life. Exactly. Wow, that's amazing. Exactly. And so you're living the dream. That's what I think. Are you living the dream? I reckon you're living the dream. Hey, John. Hope you're well. I want to hear some more dreams. I don't feel like going. I want to hear some more dreams. And just to remind people that we have to stay with the dream. Whatever your childhood dream was, remember what it was. Okay, it might be different. But what are you doing to connect to that dream? And what is it telling you? Even if it's not what you want anymore, truly isn't what you want anymore, what is it telling you about yourself and who you are and who you want it to be? And connecting to that creative part of yourself, not underestimating it. And for me, it was wanting to be a novelist and wanting to be an author. And I know I will do that. I know I will write a book. And I already kind of have one planned in my head. Actually, a few. And I need to get those out of my head. In terms of onto paper. And then I know I'm already doing that as well. I know I am already doing colour stories. I am writing, like my client said today, biographies for people. So just don't underestimate that. And thanks, Shabana. What you said makes a lot of sense. If it makes sense to you, then brilliant. I'd love to hear more from you guys about how you connect with your dreams. You can always comment afterwards. If you're not able to listen live, just comment afterwards. I want to hear these dreams. I want to hear these childhood dreams. I want to hear how you're connecting to those visions now. I want to hear them. And if you want a color story, if you're curious about it, it's complimentary. I'll put oh, my battery's low. I'm gonna have to go soon. I'll put in the comments. I'll put a link to what do you call it? To my diary, so you can set up a 15-minute complimentary color story taster. It's tasty, I promise. And just so you can get, you can satisfy your curiosity. Also, come on to Amarouh, my Facebook page, AMARROUH, and have a look at a couple of things on there if you want to. And you'll be seeing a lot more color story stuff, because it's time. It's time, people. It's time for me to share that novelist part of myself, that author part of myself, to share my superpowers with the world. And if you would like to, I can help to show you your superpowers. And Avia says, my favorite thing to do when traveling the world is to have eye contact with someone, smile with them as they go about their business. I wish them prosperity, happiness, love, and a sense of belonging. Heart. Oh, that's really nice, Avia, because we forget to do that. I think we get so lost in our own world anymore. Just smiling at someone is pretty cool stuff these days. That really cheers me up, just when anybody smiles at me. So I smile at people, and sometimes I think they think I'm weird, but anyway, I will still continue to smile at people. And I think I'm going to go. And I'm really grateful for your input today, for making this live stream so fun, because I could have done this as a post, but I had to come on and talk to you guys. So Andy says, for me, even if the dream has changed in context, it's always been about creating and sharing and staying inspired. Exactly. Hence my recent and now ongoing exploration of this. Loving it makes me so happy. Thank you, Andy. That's my point. Like, it doesn't even have to have been the same thing as it was. It's exactly about connecting to the why of it. The how doesn't even matter, I don't think, anymore. Like, it's the why. Why did I want that? Why did I want to do the photography and do the words and the images so badly? Why did I want to do the law so badly? Why did I want to write the book so badly? Why did I want to travel the world so badly? What was it? Why did I want it so much? Not so badly. So much. Why did I want it so much? Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the love hearts. And I hope this left you feeling inspired or curious or wanting more. I will speak to you soon. Bye.